Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to explain chapter 9, that is Heredity and Evolution. Now, what do you mean by heredity? Heredity means the transfer of characters from one generation to another. It happens in both type of reproduction, asexual and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, no changes takes place in the offspring या जो न्यू जनरेशन होती है उसमें कोई भी चेंजेस नहीं आते और माइनर वेरिएशन टेक्स प्लेस फॉर एग्जांपल इन bacteria. And in sexual reproduction, the changes takes place. Due to the heredity, offspring shows similarity to their parents, but it does not look exactly like its parents. Heredity में offspring parents से similarity show करते हैं, but they do not look exactly like their parents. It is due to variations during DNA copying. And evolution means the gradual changes that take place over many generations. Now, inherited traits. Inherited traits means जो characters parents से offspring में transfer होते हैं उसको inherited traits बोलते हैं. Traits मतलब होता है characters. Their characters make the child similar to his parents और इसी character की वजह से ही child अपने parents से similarity show करते हैं. Now, rules of inheritance. Rules of inheritance was first of all given by Mendel. Mendel was an Australian monk. ऑस्ट्रेलिया के थे and who gave the basic principle of heredity. He is known as the father of modern genetics. He used pea plant for his experiment and because it shows the number of contrasting visible characters. Pea plant ही चूज़ किया था क्योंकि उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा कैरेक्टर शो होते हैं. राउंड सीड्स होती हैं, रिंकल्ड सीड्स होती हैं, टॉल प्लांट होते हैं, शॉर्ट प्लांट होते हैं. Mendel gave 3 laws of inheritance on the basis of his experiments. First one was the law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. According to the law of dominance, when two plants are crossbred, then in the first generation all the plants are tall. मीन्स उनने दो प्लांट्स को क्रॉस ब्रीड करवाया, एक टॉल प्लांट था, शॉर्ट प्लांट था. फर्स्ट जनरेशन में ऑल द प्लांट्स वेयर टॉल, देयर वेयर नो मीडियम हाइट्स प्लांट. मीन्स किसके डोमिनेंट कैरेक्टर, डोमिनेंट मीन्स किसके कैरेक्टर शो हो रहे थे, टॉल प्लांट्स के ही कैरेक्टर शो हो रहे थे. दिस शोज दैट सिंगल कॉपी ऑफ टॉल प्लांट इज इनफ टू मेक द प्लांट्स टॉल एंड द अदर कैरेक्टर जो हिडन कैरेक्टर्स थे उसको बोलते हैं रेसेसिव ट्रेट्स. नेक्स्ट वन इज द लॉ ऑफ सेग्रीगेशन. According to this law, two alleles of a single trait will separate into a separate gametes. Now, next one is the law of independent assortment. In this assortment, Mendel bred the plant showing two different characteristics, tall plant with short plant. And in the first generation, he found that all the plants were tall. So the character's tallness is dominant character. Now, when F1 plants reproduce by self-pollination, Mendel found that in the next generation, the plants were tall as well as some plants were short. This indicates that traits are inherited independently. Now, sex determination. Sex determination means to determine whether the eggs are fertilized into a male or female. In a reptiles, the temperature at which eggs are fertilized, जिस टेम्परेचर पे एग फर्टिलाइज होते हैं वो डिटरमाइन करते हैं सेक्स पे. हाई और लो टेम्परेचर गिव birth to a male fertilized into a male and medium temperature fertilized into a female. In snail, sex is not determined genetically. They use physical contact with another snail. When pair of snails are in direct contact with one another, the larger snail will transit from male to female and a smaller snail behave as a male. Large snail will behave as female and a smaller snail will behave as a male. Now in human beings, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes are there, means 46 chromosomes are there, out of which 22 pairs are same in male and female. And one pair of sex chromosome is there that decides the male and female character. In male, XY chromosome is present, while in female, XX chromosome is present. During the process of fertilization, if X of male is combined with the chromosome of female, with X chromosome of female, then it will give birth to a female child, and when X is fertilized with the Y of male, then it will give birth to a male child. That is XY pair of chromosomes. Evolution means the process of gradual changes that take place over many generations. धीरे धीरे करके जनरेशन में जो चेंजेस आते हैं उसको बोलते हैं evolution. Now next topic is acquired and inherited traits. Acquired traits means the characters or traits acquired by an individual during his lifetime. हम लाइफ टाइम में जो एक्वायर करते हैं वो हमारे नेक्स्ट जनरेशन में नहीं जाता. एग्जाम्पल वेट गेन और लॉस. अगर मदर या फादर में से कोई भी पेरेंट्स मोटे हैं तो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि बच्चा भी मोटा ही रहे. दीज आर ड्यू टू द नॉन रिप्रोडक्टिव टिश्यूज एंड दीज आर नॉट पास्ड ऑन DNA ऑफ द germ cells, and it does not, these traits cannot direct evolve. Okay, these are not passed from parents to their offsprings. Next one is the inherited traits. Inherited traits are those that are passed from one generation to another. Every individual is unique because they have characters of their parents. Now these traits are passed to the next generation through DNA, and gradual changes in these characters takes place after many generations. It causes evolution. Next topic is tracing evolutionary relationships. In these two types of organs are there, homologous organ and analogous organ. Homologous organs जिनकी origin same जगह से होती है, structure same होता है, but they are modified to perform different functions. उनके functions different होते हैं. Like forelimbs of mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians. These all are similar in their basic structure, but they perform different functions. नेक्स्ट वन इज़ द एनालॉगस ऑर्गन्स. एनालॉगस ऑर्गन्स वो होते हैं जो डिफरेंट होते हैं ऑरिजिन में, लेकिन उनका फंक्शन सेम होता है. फॉर एग्जांपल द विंग्स ऑफ द बैट, बर्ड, इंसेक्ट्स, दीज आर द एनालॉगस ऑर्गन्स. इनके स्ट्रक्चर डिफरेंट होते हैं लेकिन फंक्शन सेम होता है. दीज विंग्स आर यूज्ड फॉर फ्लाइंग. Now, how do we know about this evolution, that this evolution of changes takes place over the years? We know about the evolution by the fossils. Fossils means dead remains of various plants and animals. Plants और animals की dead remains होती है, dead वो buried हो जाते हैं rocks के अंदर, और इसको बोलते हैं fossils. For example, if a dead insect get caught in hot mud, it will not decompose quickly and the mud will harden and retain the impression of the body parts of the insect. And such preserved traces are known as fossils. How old the fossils are? Fossils कितने old हैं हम उसको कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? बाय डिगिंग द अर्थ द फॉसिल्स फाइंड क्लोजर टू द सरफेस. जो ऊपर सरफेस के क्लोजर हैं मीन्स वो रिसेंट के हैं, अभी के हैं, और जो नीचे तक हैं अंदर जब लेयर में मिल रहे हैं वो मतलब पुराने हैं. बाय डिटेक्टिंग द रेशियो ऑफ डिफरेंट आइसोटोप्स ऑफ द सेम एलिमेंट. एंड एवोल्यूशन, नेक्स्ट वन इज द एवोल्यूशन बाय स्टेजेस. एवोल्यूशन ऑकर्स आफ्टर ग्रेजुअल चेंज इन DNA. As I have explained earlier that these chromosomes are responsible for distinguishing between male and female. मेल और फीमेल में डिस्टिंग्विश करने के लिए क्रोमोसोम्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं. 23 पेयर्स क्रोमोसोम प्रेजेंट रहते हैं. बट व्हाट आर क्रोमोसोम्स? दीज आर द थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स फाउंड इन द न्यूक्लियस ऑफ यूकैरियोटिक सेल्स एंड दे हैव जीन्स. उसके अंदर जीन्स रहता है जो कैरेक्टर ट्रांसफ़र करता है एक जनरेशन से दूसरे जनरेशन में. नाउ व्हाट आर द मेन फंक्शंस ऑफ क्रोमोसोम? It carries the basic genetic material that is DNA. It is essential for cell division, important for heredity, and sex chromosome determines the sex. Now, what are heredity variations? Means the variations which transfer from one generation to another. एक generation से दूसरे generation में जो changes आते हैं उसको heredity variation बोलते हैं. Monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross means which involve only one character from each parents. That is height of plants, cross between tall and dwarf plant. And dihybrid means in which two characters from each parents are called dihybrid cross. For example, shape and color of seeds, round green seeds or wrinkled yellow seeds. Now, how do these traits or characters get expressed? Cellular DNA is the source of information for making proteins in the cell. Next one is what is genes? Genes is the portion of DNA which provides information for one protein, and these proteins control the characters. Now, enzymes are important for production of the hormones. These enzymes are the proteins controlled by the genes. If enzyme work properly, then a lot of hormones will be made and plants will be tall. If gene for that enzyme are not working properly, then less enzyme will be produced and the top plants will be short. Thus, genes control the characteristics or traits. I hope you all have understood this. If you have any doubt regarding this chapter, then you can come to school and ask me. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.